This is Six String Stories on APTV. I am Colin from Circa Survive. Well, I'm self-taught. I maybe took one lesson when I was a kid. My teacher just wanted me to bring in songs that I wanted to learn, and I really didn't want to learn how to play other people's songs. I just wanted to be able to know how to make my own songs. So I was in a bunch of little bands in middle school and then high school. But in high school, I started a band with some friends, and I played drums. I'd write guitar riffs for my band, but ultimately I was the drummer. So for a long time, guitar was just a means of songwriting. That band that I played drums for broke up probably about 12 years ago. I started just writing ideas, a lot more guitar-centric ideas, and with the mindset of, I'm gonna start a solo project or something, and I'll sing and play guitar. Eventually that kind of shifted into Circa starting. And obviously when Anthony and I started talking and making music together, I had no interest in singing anymore. I was like, he's got that covered. Spending 8 years as a drummer in a band, I was just so excited to not have to set up my drum set, and just having the freedom to move around was what I really wanted. To be able to just kind of feel the music and be standing and jump around and just kind of feel it in a way that was more freeing than being stuck behind a drum set. And Brendan, who was the guitarist of that said hardcore band that I played drums for, I loved his guitar playing, so I'd ask him to show me stuff anytime I could when we were in a band together. Brendan is such a more skillful guitar player than I am, and a much more advanced player. I love creating textures. I'm not really a lead kind of guy. Brendan's such a, for me, he's such an interesting lead guitarist, so what I get to do, which is such a joy, is to kind of create these textures around some of the things that he does that pop out. And I kind of see it as my job is to almost be invisible in a way. I want to create something that is so perfectly complementary to what he's doing that you almost don't notice it's there unless you yanked it out of the mix, and then you'd be like, it sounds super weird and it doesn't sound like it's supposed to. We love delay pedals, and we love big reverb pedals and choruses. This last record, I think I focused more on odd fuzz pedals and octave pedals. So I'd use a couple of pedals from Boss, where I'd combine a harmonious pedal with a super octave, which is basically taking, which means I could play a lead part, but it would drop the part down a few octaves, and then on the harmonist I could put a harmony on it, so it would almost sound like two guitars at the same time. That combining with big fuzzy distortion pedals like the Big Muff and stuff like that. I have two guitars mostly. I've basically had the same two guitars my entire career. They're both Fenders, they're both Telecasters. One is just standard American Tele, and another is American Deluxe. And I pretty much use the standard tobacco Tele that I have on everything. I've played it probably 95% of my stage time in 10 years has been with that guitar. I love my Fender Tele, and then I play out of a Marshall head. I use most guitar players, when they hear this, cringe and they freak out. But yeah, I play a JCM 2000, and fuck you. It sounds good. It's really important to not be too constrained by the rules and allow yourself to experiment. And if somebody tells you it's wrong but you think it's cool, then fuck what that person said. I think there was tons of time where someone was like, that's not a real chord, or that's not a real thing, and I'm like, but it sounds cool. I think basically following your ear and your heart is kind of the best way to go about music.